I continue?
I think people heard from me this morning. I'm Susan Perry from the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association.
Thank you. And if we could go to the next slide, Ian. It's hard to say how much we want to thank our keynote speakers and all of our workshop presenters for sharing their work, their knowledge, and their time with us. There is so much, it's going to take so much work to unpack and think about moving forward. And thank you too to everyone who's here for your active participation, especially on a Saturday at the end of a long week. I know I have so many takeaways from the keynotes and from the workshops I attended, but in the interest of time, I'll share just one. It was something Rania said last night. It's now emblazoned on my consciousness. When I am here, someone else is not. So I think it's the first time I've really felt the weight of my privilege, and it's going to serve as a new lens when I'm dealing with equity and oppression. When I am here, someone else is not. Is there one you wanted to share, Susan?
Oh, so many, Peter. Thank you. I think maybe from Darlene just a bit ago was sort of the idea of disrupting the deficit, which is, I think, you know, again, back to that point of privilege and how important that is, as well as the idea of change the mindset. I think that that's a really powerful piece for us to take away.
Thanks. And now we have a very short Zoom poll, and we invite you all to participate and join us. And the way this works is there will be a series of statements that we'd like you to indicate whether or not the following statement applies to you. So could we go to the poll, Ian?
I'm going to put up the poll, Peter, just so that you know all of the questions are going to come one after the other. As I launch the poll, it's several questions, so people can just go ahead and answer them, okay?
Perfect, thank you.
Here goes.
So you came to the symposium eager to learn. That's the first one.
Gotta say yes or no.
So are they doing them all at once?
You can take them through. Just give people a time to. I'm not seeing any answers so far, so you've got to click yes or no. Are people seeing the poll? Okay, there you go.
All right. Yeah, so the first one, you came here eager to learn. And that second one, how long you've been taught. And the third one would be whether or not you like chocolate. It looks like and you've gained a new strategy to be a better ally. You forgot to mute or unmute more than 3 times at this event. That's a big one. And this symposium has given you great ideas to create conditions, conversations, and collaborations in equity, diversity, and inclusion at your TELC faculty or association. And the last one, you're amazed at how well you have done with technology, you're teaching and learning virtually. So please give everyone a minute to answer and submit those, and we'll see the results. Thank you. And then
we have so far 90 out of 117 people have voted. So I think we're going to get there in about another 15 seconds or so. Amazing how fast it is. And when I see no more votes coming, I'm going to end the poll. You've got like 5 more seconds if you want to contribute. And I will show you the results. Okay, here come the results. So awesome to know that, Peter, do you want to go through this?
I'll pass it over to Susan to.
Yeah, actually, all I want to say is what's wrong with the other 6% who doesn't like chocolate? Thanks, everyone, for participating.
All right.
And if we're at a session together, I will gladly eat your chocolate. And can you go to the last slide, please, Lindy? Or Ian, thank you. Okay, so again, we've had so much to think about these last couple of days, and COPA made the point of saying, you know, we need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and for me, that's certainly something that that I will take away from this conference. But what I want you to really think about is when you leave, you know, what is one thing that you are going to do differently when you sign off of this Zoom and you know, future Zooms? What is one thing that you really know that you can do to make some change? The second is, what's the most important thing that you're going to take away? You know, personally, professionally, and what, as I said in the beginning, you know, what can you do in your classroom? And then what are you going to commit to doing? So, you know, so often we leave these with so much information and in some ways a little bit overwhelmed because it's so much sometimes that you feel you're not gonna be able to change the world. So in some ways you become that passive observer. So instead, we're asking you to make a commitment to do something to ensure that something you picked up or learned or heard, you're going to take away from the symposium and implement. So on that note, I say thank you to all of you for taking the time to be with us this last day and a half.
I have just a few last things to say, Susan. First of all, thank you to you and Peter for doing that awesome, very, very quick but roundup of everything, which is so great. I do want just to take a moment before everybody heads off. This has been the most incredible learning experience for us at OTF and the affiliates as we shifted our face-to-face annual symposium to an online system, and you guys have been fantastic. We are still at very high numbers this late into the system, into our agenda, and really appreciate that everybody hung in till the end. I wanted to just take a moment to really thank two people at OTF who did an incredible amount of background work. That's Rhonda Austin and Michelle Rouleau. Honestly, all those emails that have been going in the background, all of the emails that you got telling you where you were registered and how that worked, the beautiful website that we had to work with really was managed by the two of them. And I'm completely so grateful to them for doing that. I also wanted to just acknowledge the incredible team of affiliate staff officers who worked with us. Susan and Peter are the last two that you saw, but Leah as well, who was doing some of the introductions. And of course, Remy, who introduced last night. And finally, Belinda, who also was part of the planning and the preparation and presenting to everybody. And I couldn't sign off without acknowledging the incredible partnership of Ian Pettigrew, who really is an incredible person to work with. He's so super organized. So really thanking you, Ian. And thanks to the OTF president who stuck through it, and Jeff, who served as background in case people had their technical problems. Honestly, it was a fantastic team. And I thank all of you really from the bottom of my heart. So thank you so much. And have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for being with us. And yes, please don't forget the evaluations. And the resources will be available as of Tuesday. So
Thank you and everybody for attending. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone. Oh my goodness.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye. People signing off. Bye, Stephen.
Bye, Lindy. Thank you.
Thank you, Leah.
Bye, Leah.
Great.
Bye,
Yeah, when is the handover with your colleague?
In a few months, we're going to do
Okay.
it's a slow handover.
Okay, good. So we get to work with you for a bit longer.
Yeah, you'll see me. Don't worry.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I think I can stop recording, right?